What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. It's evening here in South Africa. It is pouring outside, and I'm Allison Johnson, and you're watching Pulling the Black Card. And as I told y'all when I first started making these video tapes, started doing my show, I said to you, I am not a news breaker. I don't, I'm not one of those YouTubers who breaks news and bring you something that you haven't heard before. I will wait. And I just, with this Deion Sanders situation, I just, something in my heart told me that Deion Sanders had a good reason for leaving. I know the optics didn't look good because he was leaving at HBCU to go to this, when they showed the school and all those white, even football players, usually the football team, you see it's usually even the school, if the school is predominantly white, you will see um, most of the black students in the foot on the football team or on the basketball team. You know, most of the students. But it's not like that at Colorado. So people was calling Deion Sanders everything in the book, all types of names, everything but the child of God. I think some my my auntie used to say, and but I had heard and I had seen all these viral, um, like when Dion would be in the locker room giving his pep speeches before a game, and I said to myself, he loves those guys. He loves them. And then when I found out when his toes, I think he had two toes amputated, he didn't stay out. He sat on the sideline and still coached his team. He used so much of his money, and resources to for the locker rooms and things like that until he was able to reach out and get it, people to Walmart, people like places, companies like Walmart and Armor Guard to pitch in. So at first when I first heard it, I just never thought that I don't know why, because this is pulling the black card, and usually I would feel that way. But like I said, I saw those things. And now, as the story unravels, we see that the president of Jackson University got in the way. Sometimes um, the people in charge, the people on top will get in the way. And that's what has happened, with Dion. Dion wanted to bring a lot of attention to to the school and to other HB CUs, and he did that. He did that, and he was offered television shows, which he wanted to do, which would enhance it even more, their visibility, HBCU's visibilities. But the president didn't want that. He said no to that. And then there was money issues. It's always about the money. Well, Dion even has a song. It's about the money, all about the money or something. And yeah, it's always about the money. Someone took money, which was supposed to be allocated for the football program, and divvied it out to scholarship programs. And then there was the ticket sales disparity, which went on where one time, a few times, because people started really coming to these Jackson games, and they started taking buses and having like renting buses and coming in droves. They were having no empty seats up in that piece, and that piece holds 60, I think over 60,000. And one time or twice, maybe even more, they had over 60,000, and the dealio was supposed to be that once he went over, I think 30,000, he was supposed to get some of the gates, so that because his coach team was very much underpaid, and so when this would happen, because it's even in his contract, it said after 30 tickets or so, he would get a percentage of the gate, which never happened. It's not even like it happened once or twice or a few times and then it's tapered down. It never happened. And it's so much went on. And then at the final hour, when they figured out he was leaving at the final hour, they offered him, $1 million to stay. It was a substantially lower amount than Colorado could offer him, but they offered it to him. But then it was a catch. Yeah, it was a catch. The catch was he was going to have to pay his coach's team out of that $1 million, out of his money. Okay. He was getting no respect. It seems as though Deion was getting no respect, and they even had some kind of football bowl where the money was supposed to go to the football team, to fix up more things. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed up. HBCUs, their alumni is not. I'm not saying everybody, but they're not stepping up, giving that money. That black colleges don't have big endowments like a lot of these, like let's say a Colorado University has, and we always say buy black, but we shouldn't just buy black. There's other things we need to invest in black HBCUs. We have to do that. It even made me. I'm like, oh God, I have to pick I'm gonna have to pick either one school or and give something every month. We have to do that. And they really blew a good thing. The president, I think lots of times, and I hate to say this, that we as black people sometimes, because I heard this happen at other universities, when someone comes along and they're really doing well and they're getting a lot of accolades and praise, the president or people under him get jealous. We have a lot of jealousy in our community. I gotta keep it all away. I gotta keep it a bean, as my son friends would say. I gotta keep it real. There's a lot of jealousy, and if they were smart, they would have done any and everything to keep Deion Sanders. And I feel so bad that he had to go through all of this. And there's still going to be people that are going to call Deion Sanders a sellout when he's everything but a sellout. It is really, really sad how we jump to conclusions, because you could see the passion. And this is a man who played baseball and football at the same time. He is a person, he's one of those people that when they go for something, they go hard, and they're really sincere. And I remember when he got the job for Jackson University, and I want you all to look at this. This is, you could see it in that he really wanted, and he did bring so much to the school, so much attention to HBCUs. And I really feel terrible about the way people got on their YouTube channels. I understand it was the optics, seeing that white school. That was that's a white school, and him leaving his team and everything. But they didn't even show. There's footage of the football players. They're sad, but they understand. I believe they truly understand. And he's going to be taking some of them with him. And a lot of those that whole white looking room in Colorado ain't gonna be white much longer. But this is Deion when he was given the opportunity to coach. Okay? And he did what he said he was set out. He did exactly what he set out to do. And people jump to conclusions, call this man all types of names. And I truly believe when he goes to Colorado, like I said, he's going to bring players with him and also his coaching team, who are predominantly, I think they're all black. I think it's one white fella there. So, and we don't even think about the crime he went through. That's why when he was speaking and he said at when he was in Colorado about something to the effect that and it's much safer. And I was wondering why he said that. You know, what's happening where he was at? Come to find out, his car had been robbed several times, his son's car. And let's take a little gander of this.
Kids played really well. But while the game was going on, somebody came in and stole every darn thing I had in my locker room.
Oh,
the
my
coach's
God.
office.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Credit cards, wallet, watches. Thank God I had on my necklaces.
Okay.
How?
Oh, mercy.
So when I talk about quality, raising standards, and that goes for everyone, man. Not just the people on the field, not just the coaches, not just the teachers, not just the faculty, but that's everybody, security in everybody. So how do you think it feels coming back after just teary-eyed because the guys have presented me with the game ball, one of the best moments I've ever had in my professional sports career emotionally. And then you go into your locker room, your coach's office to digress, and you notice and you don't even have a phone to call your mama, to call your girl, to call your kids because it's been stolen.
Damn shame.
You don't even have the the Scully hats that you wore here. We're gonna find out who did it.
Okay. And this wasn't the first time things have been stolen from him. And as I said before, the president of Jackson, um, he went on he twittered. He's upset, um, but he's the part of the reason, you know. So I want us, before we jump to conclusions, because even me, who I am like, normally would have jumped on top of this. I just felt in my heart that I had seen when he came to Jackson and how touched he was. And I'm just hoping for the best. I see people literally wishing him to fail. And I hope, this is what I hope for Deion Sanders, that he gets everything he wants. He's worked hard. He gave Jackson University everything he had. And I think if he was let to do the things he really wanted to do, he would have been able to got the revenue, the money he needed, but people got in his way. Black people, my people whom I love. But sometimes we get in our own way. So I'm hoping, I'm praying that he ends up at the place he wants to be, I know, which is Florida State University. Excuse me. And also, and I hope he is helps change the whole complexion of that racist NFL so that there's more black coaches. I think he's the man that can do it. But we can't just lean on one person. You heard? We can't. And with this 7%, only 7% of HBCUs alumni give back is ridiculous. And people talk about Bill Cosby all they want to. He gave millions to HBCUs. So I'm happy for this brother. He went through a lot. He gave his all. And I feel terrible for the young men who are going to lose out on him. I hope, what I really hope is that Deion, is because there's only one Deion Sanders, and he's so charismatic, and he has all those connections, ESPN and all that. They're going to fade away. They're not going to be thinking about Jackson State University anymore. They're not. So I'm hoping that maybe another retired football player, black football player, can go there and make a big impact. That's all we can pray for at this time. And what we need to do is start giving to HBCUs and looking into them, because this president, somebody's playing with the money over at allegedly at Jackson State. They have audio of Deion Sanders talking about the situation. So with the money, when you make a deal, see, this is the reason, and I hate to say this, but this is the reason sometimes black people are leery to go in business with other black people. We must treat each other fairly. This is where, everybody, they say, oh, Allison, you're always talking about black stuff. I really love my people. This is when the love of your people shines through. Because if that president of Jackson State really loved that school and that football program and the the young men that are in it, because the sports bring so much money to the university. So he should have been very fair. But instead, he's trying to divvy out money that was supposed to go to the foot. I understand scholarships are important, but they have to figure out other means to get that money. Deion was doing what he had to do to get the money for his coaching team. I can imagine how little they were paid. So I'm so glad he's taking them with him. And I know it's not going to happen, but with with YouTube and Twitter, people just jump to conclusions right away. And if something don't look right, they just jump on top of it. So that's my 2 cents. I wish Coach Prime all the best. He did not leave. He isn't because he's a sellout or anything crazy like that. He had good reasons, it seems. So I hope everyone have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. And listen, y'all. What I really need y'all to do is subscribe to the channel so I can grow this thing. I thank all those who have, because a lot of people have, and I appreciate that. And hit the like button. I'm gonna get all those things that pop up and say hit the like button and all that. I gotta get that. But for right now, can I just tell y'all to hit the like button and y'all hit the like button? Can we work with that? Okay, we're gonna work with that. I love y'all. And remember, go out and love somebody. It's for free.